get this party started. Good morning, everyone. If you can finish up your conversations, have a seat, please, so we can get this started. I really, really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I want to welcome everyone to the Start Smart Teacher Summit. And we had a wonderful evening yesterday celebrating at the Utah Financial Education Hall of Fame. My name is Richard Gonzalez. I currently serve as Assistant Commissioner for College Access, for Adult Learner Access at the Utah System of Higher Education. I also have the honor to serve in the, as President of the Board of Jumpstart Coalition. So I am thrilled to be here, and I'm super excited to welcome you, to celebrate you. That's really my message, is to celebrate you and to tell you thank you for all that you do. It is because of you that Utah continues to lead the nation in general financial literacy. Utah was recognized as a top state for high school general financial literacy. So give yourselves a hand. And it is also thanks to the partnerships of the Utah State Board of Education office. So thank you. And the Treasurer's office as well. Thank you for your partnership, and the Utah Jumpstart Coalition board members and the partners. As you can see, all these partners right around us and right outside, they're here to share their resources with you. Please don't see it as they're trying to sell you a product. Engage with them, and it is part of their mission and part of their values to promote general financial literacy. It is through you that they can better their products, better their resources, so then it is through you that the voices of students are reaching these resources. So thank you for being here. Thank you to all those that traveled from far. I appreciate you. And one big shout out to Shauna Barfus for hosting this and putting this together. And general financial literacy is in our DNA. It is in the DNA of Utah. It is more than 2 decades that it's been that we passed the requirement of a GFL class for high school graduation. I think it needs to be a full year. Wink, wink. Yeah. Right? Yes. I mean, how many of your standards you tend to hold back on to be able to finish the course? So thank you for all that you do. Continue to promote GFL and to better your curriculum for students. A huge thank you again to all of our partners, and please visit with them. As I mentioned, their resources are here for you. Share your feedback. It is through you that students' voice can reach the resources so they can better the products. Quick housekeeping items. Sessions are on the first floor. Please try to take the stairs if you're able to. There's elevators as well. There's 3 rooms downstairs. The session that is at 11:05 by Brooke Martinez, that has been canceled. So it's 11:05 by Brooke Martinez, but that's okay. There's other sessions, so please go to the other sessions if you're planning on attending that one. I apologize on behalf of Brooke. And lastly, once again, visit with our partners. Thank you so much for being here. I'll pass over the time to Treasurer Oaks.
Oh boy. There we go. Can you hear me now? Hello? Okay. All right. Thank you. My name is Marlo Oaks, and it is my privilege and honor to serve as the State Treasurer of Utah. That's a big mouthful, isn't it? Who do I report to? Oh. Who do you think I report to? No! That's the most important thing you can learn today. No, I report to the people. The people elect me as a statewide constitutional officer. I'm one of 5. The governor and the lieutenant governor, they run together. Of course, they're responsible to the people. The state auditor, also independent office. Attorney General, independent office. State Treasurer, independent office. That's really important to understand because I report to the people and I have my own independence. We get to do our own thing. What do we think is the right thing to do as an independently elected office? So you might be asking, what does the state treasurer have to do with financial education? Aren't you just about managing public money and public funds and investments? And while that is true, that we work with billions of dollars in banking and investments and bond-related transactions, my team and I really view financial education as a core part of our mission. And because none of our work managing public funds really matters if we don't prepare the next generation to make wise financial decisions in their own lives. That's where you come in. Financial education is one of the most high-impact, future-shaping efforts we can undertake as a state. And the work you do as educators is central to it all. As state treasurer, I chair the Utah Council on Financial and Economic Education, a statewide coalition of more than 50 organizations committed to increasing the financial capability of Utahns. What's unique about financial empowerment is the incredible collaboration between educators, government, and private organizations, agencies, and nonprofits and businesses. You are not alone in this work, and it's really kind of a unique part of financial literacy and financial education, and there's a strong and growing network behind you. But let me be clear, you are the ones on the front lines. You transform a state standard into a life lesson. You walk students through their first budget. You make compound interest not just understandable, but exciting. And by the way, my wife learned about compound interest at a very early age. She grew up in Texas, and she started charging her sister compound interest in 3rd grade for borrowing money to buy clothes when she was in 5th grade, her older sister. So that's a concept that we've been very familiar with in our house, and it's very powerful if you understand it. This work is urgently needed. So this year, U.S. consumers hit $18.2 trillion in debt, up $500 billion in just 1 year. Student loan debt now tops $1.8 trillion, and still fewer than half of Americans say they have set aside $1,000 to cover an unexpected expense. These numbers aren't just data points, they represent real people. Dreams delayed, families under stress, futures constrained. But the solution is within reach, and it starts in our classrooms. We can't wait until students are adults to teach them financial basics. We need to begin much earlier, ideally in kindergarten, because the most powerful financial lessons start not with a spreadsheet, but with a simple conversation. What does it mean to save? Where does money come from? What do we do when we don't have enough? When should I start investing? How will I pay for higher education? When those conversations begin early, at home and in the classroom, they create a foundation for lifelong skill. That's why I want to see personal financial skills embedded across the curriculum, not just in high school, but throughout a child's K-12 experience. Imagine what it would mean for Utah if every graduate didn't just know how to calculate compound interest, but had already started building an investment portfolio. If every family had open conversations about money, needs versus wants, and planning for the future. That's the goal of our Community Nights initiative. In partnership with you, these events empower high school students to develop and present financial education material tailored to the needs of their local communities. Students compete for awards of up to $1,000, but the real value lies in the conversations these presentations spark. This program is new, but its potential is enormous. When students become the teachers, something powerful happens. They internalize the material. Their families show up and engage with financial concepts they may have never before encountered. And our kids begin to see themselves as leaders and agents of change. That same spirit of student-driven learning is at the heart of another program I'm especially proud of, the Utah Treasurers Investment Challenge. If you haven't participated yet, please don't let the word investment intimidate you. This is one of the easiest programs to implement and one of the most impactful. It's free, it's fun, and it's open to students from 4th to 12th grades. We've seen elementary students grasp the power of diversification, track market trends, and make thoughtful choices in simulated portfolios. And it's all thanks to teachers like you who are willing to give it a try. The challenge helps students understand risk, reward, and long-term thinking, skills that will serve them no matter what their career path. And because it's structured as a statewide competition, it brings an extra layer of excitement and engagement into the classroom. The program comes with support and materials so you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and it requires a limited time commitment, a few minutes during class or after school. Anya from my team is here today and would be more than happy to help you get started. Here in Utah, we've come a long way since becoming the first state in the country to require students to complete financial literacy in order to graduate. But our success has never just been about policy. It's about people. People like you who stay up late grading projects on budgeting and credit, who bring in guest speakers from banks and credit unions, who celebrate when a student opens their first savings account. The work you do is shaping Utah's future. Financial literacy isn't just about dollars and cents, it's about hope, freedom, and opportunity. Before I close, I want to say how proud we are to have recently inducted several outstanding educators into the Utah Financial Education Hall of Fame. This new tradition, in its second year, honors those who have gone above and beyond to equip students with real-world financial skills and spark meaningful change in their communities. We launched the Hall of Fame to recognize not just excellence in teaching, but the long-term impact great financial educators have on students, families, and the future of our state. And we're just getting started. Each year, we'll continue to shine a light on the educators and partners whose work deserves to be celebrated and emulated. Will those of you who were inducted into the Financial Education Hall of Fame yesterday and last year stand up, please? Let's give them a round of applause. With that, thank you all, not just for what you teach, but for who you are. You are mentors, role models, connectors. You make abstract concepts real and relevant, and most importantly, you make students believe they can succeed. As you spend today gathering new ideas, building relationships, and maybe even recharging a bit, I hope you'll leave feeling proud of what you do and confident in the community that stands behind you. And I hope you'll join us in some of the exciting initiatives ahead, from community nights to the investment challenge to the Women in the Money Conference this September. Together, we can expand access to quality financial education, strengthen families, and help every student in Utah build a future of possibility. I'm grateful for your commitment, your creativity, and your care. Utah is better because of you. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you to Utah Jumpstart for all that they've done to put together this wonderful summit for you teachers. My name's April Painter. I'm the USBE K-12 Financial Literacy Specialist in Utah, and I am so excited for you guys to be here today and all the wonderful things that you're going to walk away with. And thank you to our wonderful vendors and partners for helping our teachers. You guys truly are what makes our state's financial literacy program go. So thank you so much. I'm going to start off today by having a little bit of some housekeeping stuff. We want you to get credit for being here. So if you wouldn't mind, scan this QR code. We're going to have you check in this morning, put your name, information in there, and then at the end of the session today, we will have another QR code for you to check out so that make sure that you get that relicensure credit for being here. We're grateful that you're taking time out of your summer vacation to be here and to get better at your craft and to improve the education for our financial literacy students. So I'll give you a minute to go through that. Right? I know, it makes it so easy. Looks like everybody is about getting there. I'm going to continue on just to save time, but you're welcome to keep filling out that form as we move through. First of all, I just want to highlight some of the great things that we're doing in the state of Utah, that you're doing in our classrooms. Like Richard talked about, Wallet Hub named Utah the #1 state in the country for financial literacy education. That is amazing. And that has everything to do with what you're doing in your classrooms, helping our students, everything that the state treasurer's office is doing and all of our industry partners, helping to educate our students. That's a huge accomplishment, and I'm just so proud to do that. Now, I am biased, of course, but GFL is the most important class our students will take in high school, right? English, math, social studies, they're all super important, but what are they using every day, multiple times a day, the rest of their lives? And it's so important that our students have these opportunities in our classrooms, so we're super excited for this recognition and hope that we can continue it. We also are excited to announce that this next school year, the pre-testing will be available for the GFL test. We're a little bit behind CTE, but we are excited because this is going to help you inform your instruction as you assess where your students are when they come in. Now you can say, okay, we need to talk more about compounding interest or investments or budgeting, whatever it is. Please take advantage of it. One thing that I would like to stress is that this is to be done at the beginning of the semester or the course, not before the final test. So please make sure that you use that wisely. Another exciting thing that we're working on is we're going to be working on strands and standards for K through 8. We've really focused on the 11th and 12th grade course over the last few years and making sure we have the best possible strands and standards available there. But we're going to have our younger kids learning the vocabulary, learning the financial practices that are going to help them be prepared for that course. A lot of times kids, when they come to the GFL course, they've never heard these concepts before. Super important that we start this younger and at an earlier age. And we're excited that we have some elementary school teachers here today to join us and to see what this is all about and help us move forward in that program. Please look forward to some professional development. We're going to have webinars that you can jump into to hear from different vendors, to hear about different strategies in the classroom. And we'll also be having PLCs, a statewide one, where we'll have some leaders that will be walking through curriculum, what they're doing to teach different subjects. So please, I invite you to join those, to be involved in those, and you can also get some credit for being involved. One of the biggest reasons I'm here today is because the board rule for GFL was updated back in February, and I wanted to make you aware of those changes so that you can start implementing this change into your classroom. This change is in board rule, but it is not in the strands and standards and will not be until 2027. However, we want you to start implementing it now as we move forward. So earlier, you probably heard from the legislative session this last year, they talked a lot about the success sequence and putting that in the health education classes, in the 8th grade class, and then again in the 9th, 10th grade class. Well, the board has decided that they also want it taught in financial literacy. And what the success sequence is, it's a sequence of events that if somebody follows this sequence, they have a high likelihood of being out of poverty when they're in their 30s. That sequence is to graduate from at least high school, obtain a full-time job, a career, get married, and then have children. And so with this sequence, 97%, the data shows that 97% of people who follow this sequence of events avoid poverty, which is a crazy, astonishing number, right? So we want our kids to start making those decisions and have a plan as they move forward. I do want to highlight that for our GFL courses, our job is to focus on the financial aspect of this plan. They will hear all about the relationship side of things in their 8th grade course, in their 9th and 10th grade course. So we're going to reference that they've talked about the marriage and kids side of things in those courses. We're going to talk about how marriage, kids, college, education, having a job affects our financial future. So that's going to be our focus. Some more data here. 94% of students who grow up below the poverty line who follow this sequence have a high chance of being out of poverty too. So that's pretty powerful. So our key takeaways that we want our students to walk away with, they're going to hear this multiple times throughout their schooling, that if they follow this sequence, they're going to be significantly improving their chances of being out of poverty. And if they want to have kids, marriage matters. And it's never too late to get back on track, because not everybody follows this path, but we can help put them on the right direction. We are working on resources for you. This is not going to be a huge change to your curriculum and what you do in your class. It's just a drop in, hey, this is what it is, this is what you're going to focus on, so that they get that exposure to it as well. But we'll have resources for you available on our Finance in the Classroom website. Speaking of our Finance in the Classroom website, it was updated last year it hadn't been updated for such a long time, and it's wonderful. If you have not been to the Finance in the Classroom website, please visit that website. There are a ton of resources for educators on there. I'm going to go over that in just a minute, but also for students in your community. If you have students that come to you and they are willing to dive deeper, to expand their financial background a little bit more, take them to Finance in the Classroom. Let them see all the resources that are there. The community one is also really important. A lot of parents and older generations in our communities never had the GFL course. They had to learn by doing. Life taught them all these lessons. So there's a lot of resources on there as well that they can connect to. With all of these resources, we have vetted and gone through a lot of industry partners and resources for you to connect to for your classrooms. So with all the resources that are out there, it's kind of hard to know what should I use in my classroom, what will be great, what aligns with the strands and standards in Utah, and we've done that work for you. So for our educators, there's a QR code. If you want to jump onto the website right now, you can do that. It has information about the mandated state assessment. So if you need help with how to administer it, what it is, that's on there. We have resources for elementary, K through 6. We have activities already that are in there. We have helpful websites where they can go and play games. There's also all of our vetted vendors. You can go on, Jumpstart's on there as well. You can go and find their different curriculum. And you can also find the Strands and Standards, the current version, and there's a link that will take you there. I do want to point out with the Strands and Standards that I recently was taught a valuable lesson that I wish I would have learned when I was in the classroom. I would have used this technique. Ed.D, who is the CEO of UScience, was talking to us about the Strands and Standards, and he said, you know, when we go into a class, sometimes kids take our classes and we say at the end, what did you learn? And they walk out and they're like, I don't know, we played this fun game, I made this great project, but they don't know, they don't remember what the objective was, what they were supposed to be learning. He suggested that at the beginning of the semester, print off all of the Strands and Standards, hand them to your students, and as you go through the course, you're highlighting, you're checking off the things that they know. And this increases the chances that at the end of the course, they're going to be able to tell you what they learned. And I thought that was really powerful. There's a lot of power in that. And we shouldn't be keeping them secret from our kids. Give them to your kids in your classroom. Let them see this is what we're learning, this is what we're walking away with, especially with such important information that we're trying to share with them. What else on here? Oh, we also have a link to guest speakers. If you want guest speakers in your class, come to Finance in the Classroom and you can have people who are willing to come into your classroom and speak. And there's information on the teacher endorsement. I'm also over endorsements, so if you have any questions about your own endorsement or the GFL Methods course, you can contact me, but it's also on here as well. So a great resource for teachers. Please share it with your colleagues in your schools or your PLCs in your districts so that everybody's using this. We have people from all over the world that actually come to this website to use some of these resources, so it's a pretty powerful tool. The next thing is our GFL listserv. You're probably all here because you are on the GFL listserv and you got all of the information. If you are not, please join up for the listserv. We send out information on professional development, resources for your classroom, curriculum, things like this that you can be involved with. So you want to make sure that you're involved with that. If you have coworkers, again, who have not signed up for the listserv, please encourage them to do so. That's just a great resource to help get information out, and you can stay up to date on everything that's happening great with financial literacy in Utah. So here's my contact information. If you have any questions about financial literacy with strands and standards, testing, anything that you have issues in your classroom, please reach out to me. I am happy to help. And again, I'm so excited for you guys today to enjoy this day of learning, not only for your classrooms, but for yourselves, and making these relationships and networking with such wonderful people. Thanks so much.